Thrifty Traveler, Jared, Mr. Traveler. Every time he's on the show, we let you ask him whatever travel questions you have, and you guys are always really good about it. First up, Deidre says, hey, Jared, is it best to buy a round-trip ticket or 2 one-way tickets?
All right.
Yeah.
So that's a great question, Deidre. So if you're traveling internationally, always book a round-trip ticket. So it's just like one of these little rules that you have to know. Always round-trip, because a lot of times a one-way international ticket is going to be more than a round-trip. But domestically, so if you're traveling here within the United States, sometimes booking 2 one-ways may be better, but don't stop worrying about this. Just use Google Flights to book and look for tickets. Don't be using Kayak. Don't be using Priceline. Use Google Flights, and I know, Jason, you've heard this so many times.
Can you say again, we haven't, why? Why specifically, why do you love Google Flights so much?
So it's an incredible, so it's obviously one of Google's products, super powerful, it's free. You just go to google.com/flights, and you can search quickly through 11 months of the calendar.
Yeah.
And you don't search day by day. You can search an entire calendar year and find the cheapest dates in green. And you can also search you can just type in MSP to Europe, and you can see the entire map of Europe and quickly find the cheap dates.
It's uber convenient. Let's go to Jen next. Hello, Jen. Jared, when is the cheapest time to travel to the Caribbean for air and resorts?
All right.
Good question.
All right. So, Jen, sometimes it's going to make more sense to, simply, book through a travel agent, because sometimes for those package deals, it can be cheaper. Also, Expedia, tickets can sometimes be cheaper. If you want to book it on your own, the low season, when it's hot here, so the summer is going to be cheaper for resorts. But air travel can be on sale at any time, and that's why I go to thriftytraveler.com or check out our Thrifty Traveler premium flight deal, subscription product. That's going to be the easiest to find those cheap flights.
That's how I find mine. Patty, she has a question about flights. She says, hey, Jared, she's flying from MSP to Orange County in May. The flight she's looking at is more than $500, but there are plenty of seats available. Do you think the price will ever go down? This is a good question.
All right. So Patty, please do not pay $500, for that flight. I mean, you definitely want to be. I would never book a domestic ticket for more than, $300. So the important thing, if you can, again, this is a Google Flights thing. If you have a Gmail email address, which you can sign up for free at Google, you can set up Google Flights price alerts. So let's say you want to fly into Santa Ana, and you're looking for those cheap dates. You can set up, I want to fly, this date to this date, and it'll send you an alert to your Gmail address, and it'll let you know when prices go up or down so that you can, book it.
That is uber convenient.
Another one specifically for this route, search nearby cities. So LAX, Los Angeles, is super close to Santa Ana, so probably LAX is going to have way more flights and be much cheaper.
Yeah, I booked it. Well, we'll tell you in a minute. Angie is taking her family, including 2 kids, to London, Paris, and Barcelona. That's good. Well, you go. Can you adopt me? Anyway, she asks, what should we be aware of going from country to country? It's my first time in Europe. Great question.
Yeah. So, the first time you go to Europe, I think a most important thing is don't try to see too many cities. I remember the first time I went to Europe with my wife, and she was like, and I was like, I want to go to 5 different cities and hit all this stuff. It's don't go lickety split from every single city back and forth. It's super complicated. So just take, 1 or 2 cities. Another thing that's very cool, outside of the United Kingdom, you can go in between European, countries without, using your passport. It's what's called the Schengen zone. So you can go from border to border. You can go to Barcelona to Paris, and you don't have to, show your passport at the border.
Finally, sticking with Europe, Bart asks, hello, Bart. I want to go to Europe, but don't know any languages. Where's the best place to go that's not England or Ireland?
All right, Bart. Well, the only language you need to know, the only language that you need to know anywhere in Europe really is English. I think you'll be very impressed and maybe a little disturbed at how many languages people can speak. Here in the U.S., we can speak maybe 1 language, and not even that well. You're going to get by just fine. I have never in my life had an issue, not being able to find somebody to speak English within Europe.
Yeah. Our executive producer, Jeff, was just in Berlin, and, he almost joined a cult, but he was fine. He was fine traveling. Yeah. Didn't know what he was walking into. Give it up for Jared, everybody. Jared's going to be back a little bit later to learn more about Jared's deals. Head to his website, thriftytraveler.com, and like I said, at the end of the show, Jared will be here, and I'll tell you how he saved me a lot of money on a trip we're going on in July.